Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo-yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 576, primarily in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Excuse me. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's an F-It Friday. And on F-It Fridays, it's a reminder that if you want something great in your life, you're going to have to take a risk. This week was the 6th-year anniversary of a very good friend of mine. 6 years ago, he took a job in a different region of the country. He moved down there with the understanding that his wife and kids were going to come 6 months later. And today was the 6-year anniversary of when the wife and the kids got on the plane and, again, picked up their whole life and moved down there to be with their husband. And it has worked out well for them, right? And that's how it works, right? You want something great to happen in your life, there's going to be some risk along the way. You're going to have to take a risk. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but you got to take some risk. So it's also 5/15/20, which means it's my cousin Sam's birthday. Thanks to my sister Liz, who's my timekeeper and is the one who's always reminding me of when I need to mention things. So anyway, so I don't know that I've ever talked about my cousin Sam on here, but he died very unexpectedly, probably within 5 years of my brother dying. I don't even know the dates anymore, but I just remember he was young with a young family. It's very, very sad, tragic, right? Tragic. So say a prayer for Aunt Barb. Aunt Barb, love you. Think about you all the time, and hope you're well. So it's also a work day. We got work to do, so let's do it. First things first. Still the realist. I'm also capable of a lot of things, right? We're all capable of a lot more than we actually do, right? One of the things I'm capable of is changing my mind, which leads us into our real talk. Have you reserved your right? Plural. Have you reserved your rights? In particular, what I want to talk about today is that, I reserve the right to change my mind with new information, right? And so, or a new perspective or whatever, right? We should all, right? There are very few things that we should never, ever change our mind on. But for the sake of today, we're only going to talk about reserving the right to change your mind when some new information is available. So yesterday, watching on my lunch break, watching The Herd, Uncle Colin, and Joy Taylor, who is his, she's his sidekick, whatever you want to say. And her scoreboard says we should listen to her. She played at a high level, professional sports. Her brother is Jason Taylor, Hall of Fame football player. And so she understands that aspect of it, right? And so just listening to her yesterday, she was like, look, it's easy for people to jump to the conclusion that Michael Jordan must be a bully because of the way that he acted. She's like, but here's what everybody has to consider is that this isn't like the office building where somebody comes in and attacks somebody because they didn't. We're talking about this is the pinnacle of basketball, the biggest stage. The finals, and the expectations that come along with that, and that he rose to that level. And again, he didn't do it by himself, but he was one of the primary. There were 3 catalysts to that team, and he was the most talented, the most competitive, and so I have a whole new appreciation for him when I look at it through that perspective, right? Like when I change the perspective on my kaleidoscope or whatever that is. So I would encourage you, don't get married to something and just stick with the opinion even when you know you're bad. Be willing to listen to somebody else's perspective and look at it from that way. I find that it makes my life a lot more enjoyable, right? And who really cares, right? Like you got to be right on whether Michael Jordan's the greatest or not. I think the underreported story there is Phil Jackson, because Phil Jackson won 6 championships with the Bulls, 2 different teams. Then he won 3 more with the Lakers with one team with Shaq and Kobe, and then 2 more with Kobe with a different team, right? So it's like, look, really? Like I feel like that's the real storyline. He's definitely the glue that holds it all together. But anyway, the point was this, right? You should reserve the right to change your mind when new information comes along, right? I remember an executive telling me that, and it pissed me off at first because he was talking about changing the commission program. But he was right. It's his company, and he reserved the right to change his mind when new information came along. So we all need to reserve that right. All right, moving on to our thank yous. God is good. God's been good to us in the good times and the bad. And again, just like Aunt Barb, when we're talking about her and my cousin Sam, You just have to say God is good because you just don't understand sometimes, right? Just like Precious Luster taught me that lesson, right? Like in the good times and the bad, we can't feel it. Just because we can't feel it doesn't mean it's not happening. Thankful for Michael Jordan, right? The greatest competitor, the most accomplished greatest competitor the NBA's seen so far, right? Just amazing. Thankful for Uncle Colin's show, right? And Joy Taylor for pointing that out to me. And, that's one of the things I miss working out here in the garage, not having that on in the background, just providing me a little bit of company. I'm thankful for prayer. Again, just as I find myself praying more and more often, I just find a much more peace in my life and with everything that's going on. Thankful for the truth, right? In a conversation with yesterday, again, I talked about this yesterday, how important it is that we tell each other the truth. I'm thankful for all of my blessings, just my life. Yeah, just I have so much to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for today and for tomorrow. So, once again, love you, Aunt Barb. Hope you're doing all right. Love you and miss you. I know today's a tough day for you and your family. And we'll see everybody tomorrow on a Savage Saturday. Deuces. #Real Talk. Love you. See you. Bye.